So I've been getting some questions about how I run 5 rods without side planers for kokanee. So I figured the easiest way to do this was to kind of draw it out, which I'm not an artist, but I did my best. We're only running 4 tonight because we just have 2 people, but what we've got here is, imagine each of these lines here are 2 rods, and this is my single, so that's my 5th rod. And so what that indicates here is I have the boat, the water line. I actually did this to scale. A 1/2 inch equals, or 1 inch equals 5 feet, so 2 inches is 10. So there's our depths. And as you can see, this red line is indicating your line going straight down on a downrigger with a 40-foot setback at 50 feet. Then my 2 poles out the sides with clip weights, I'm running 2 ounces at 80 feet, which is going to run them right in that 40 to 45 foot zone. It's going to put them back a hair further. And so what that does is you're turning and those are falling. They're not only off to the side, but they're also a little bit behind these. And if you had a worry, I usually don't have a problem at 40 feet, but you could tighten that up a little bit to 30 feet and have even less risk of tangling. And so that's what we're running right now, is that exact scenario. And then to run a 5th rod, I'm going to run it straight out the center, and I run it with the lightest weight, and I just let out more line to get deeper. So I'm 1.5 ounces, which my charts that I've put out in other videos and on my Instagram, it doesn't have an indication for 1.5 ounces, but I just try to kind of guess and figure out what that would be. I roughly believe it's in the 30-foot zone at 100 feet. So if we had another person here and we could run more rods, we would run a 5th rod right out the center, and we'd run 100 feet at 1.5 ounces to start, and then you adjust as needed. So you just try to envision, where are all these at? What's going to happen if we turn and these start to fall, or I'm turning hard, what's going to tangle? And then the thing to note, so the reason that it's so useful to have this one more shallow is that it's running pretty tight to my downriggers. This is once again to scale. This is indicating 8-foot rods. So this is showing 80 feet back, 80 feet back. Here's our setback here. Well, it's 80 feet of line out, but I actually did this calculation. So it's not 80 feet back. It ends up being about 60 something, almost 60 feet back. But as you can see, this one down the center gets a lot of separation. Not only is it further back, but it's above, and as you're turning and dropping, it can drop a long, long ways before I start getting entangled. This year I've ran 5 rods a lot, and I've had 1 tangle, and it was actually, we caught multiple fish, we're reeling in at the same time, and those fish got tangled together. So really able to avoid a lot of tangles just by using this method. And really the biggest thing is you're trying to fish a 5th rod, or even some people had questions about fishing 4 rods. You just need to try to figure out where are those rods at, and how am I going to keep a little bit of separation in my gear. And my mentality, just like in my 4 rod video with clip weights, is these rods out the back, I'm keeping them deeper and closer to the boat. Out the side, they're kind of out over top. And then of course the one down the middle, I'm going to keep it really high, and that just keeps a nice separation, and it presents and covers a lot of area to hopefully catch a whole bunch of fish. And sometimes, like that, we get fish. So I appreciate you watching. Please like and subscribe. We're going to catch a whole bunch of fish tonight, and we'll get some footage in here for you. That's a pretty good fish. That's a good fish.
That is a good fish.
Okay, we got one that's on the Wiggle Hoochie on the 5.5 inch Dodger. And then if I can keep this on, we'll be tied up. Well, kind of, because they're on different Dodgers, so we'll see how it plays. But there we go. Good. So number 4. I might have just lost this one, hopefully not. But please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you later, and fish on.